is my interview with my grandfather, Sam Bartolucci, who was in World War II. Before you entered the war, before you were enlisted in the war or whatever, what were your first impressions of it?
The time has come, you gotta go.
Okay, were you drafted or?
I was drafted.
Huh. What year were you drafted?
Let's see now. I'm trying to fathom out when I did get.
This is World War I. I mean World War II, by the way.
August of 42. Mm-hmm. August 29th of 42.
And the war started. The Americans entered the war in...
Date of induction was August 17th, 42.
Ah. Okay. Where were you first stationed?
Oh, they sent me up to Camp Edwards, Mass.
In what town?
In Massachusetts, it is.
The town, though.
Camp Edwards. That's pretty good, huh? Camp Edwards, Mass. There's only one. It's down the Cape, towards the Cape.
Oh, okay. And how long were you in the war for, total?
Well, I was there till the day I got discharged. It was October 29th of 1945.
So, was the war already over then? Did they already?
Yeah, the war was over.
What was it? When did?
I think it was.
The 8th of May is VE Day.
Yeah, right.
And then on August 6th, 1945, they dropped the bomb in Hiroshima.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, they dropped the bomb on Nagasaki. And then the Japanese surrendered.
Right.
So the war was already over.
Yeah, the war was over what was it, the 6th? The 6th of May, wasn't it?
The 8th of May was the 7th. They signed the.
Yeah, right.
And then, but the 8th is known as VE Day.
Right.
Okay. Were you wounded?
Yes, I was shot up in a town called Daltich, Germany. 4 days before the war ended.
4 days?
About 4 days before the war ended.
In Germany?
Yeah.
What countries did you go through?
Well, they took me to England first, and then we took a train, and we got off at the Channel, and we waited on some LCIs to make our landing. Mm-hmm. And we got on at Normandy. We went to Normandy. And this was in France.
Were you a part of D-Day?
No. D-Day was the 7th of 1941. I didn't get in till 42. But we went through France. We went through Belgium. Went through Germany. We fought mostly in the southern part of Germany. We went all through these towns, the big cities like Aachen, Cologne, we fought there, and a lot of the very small towns. Just keep pushing. And we crossed the Rhine River, and we got into a town called Bergsdorf. Mm-hmm. And then they seemed to be, at that time, they were just about all surrendering when they saw us coming through. So.
What battles were you in?
The Rhineland, the Ardennes, and Central Europe. Mm-hmm. We fought in the Bulge. We had to go back to fight in the Bulge because we had a new outfit up there, the 104th Infantry, and they got slaughtered by the Germans. Mm-hmm. And we had to leave our positions and go up there and try to get them out. And the snow was pretty deep at that time. Most of our tanks were covered with sheets, and
This was in what month?
oh, this was in the winter. It was like November and December.
Uh-huh.
So that was about the war. But we lost quite a few men, and we got a lot of them too. But it was no joke anyway. The war was wicked.
What was your rank in the Army?
Oh, I was a corporal, technician fifth.
Okay, and what was your job? Like, what did you do?
Well, I did everything. I was with Company B. I was a tank commander. Then they'd transfer you, like when we were losing men, they'd transfer you from one outfit to the other, but it was all the 750th Tank Battalion. And then you'd even go in service company to take ammo up to the front line, you know? And but your job was everything when you were in the service, whether you were a bow gunner, whether you were loading, you know, whether you're loading ammo or what. I mean, everybody worked as a team.
How were the supplies? Like the food rations, and we read a book, and they talked about the cigarettes and the tobacco and things like that. How were all those?
We had it kept coming up to us. We had K ration, C ration. We had cigarettes, you know, and we had toilet articles. But of course, there was many times you didn't shower for a week or two at a time. You
When you were in battle?
Yeah, right. You'd go up the front line and you'd be up there maybe 35 days sometime 20 days. Some days, we were up there one time 51 days, I think we said, at the front line. So how much showers could you take, you know?
So you were on the front line?
Oh, yeah.
Where? In what country?
All over, all the campaigns that we did. We were all frontline troops. We were attached with the 101st Airborne Division and the 82nd. And when they would make their jump, we would go in to try to protect them. If they would receive fire while they were in the air coming down, we could spot whoever was shooting at them, and then we'd load our guns and shoot wherever the fire came from.
What were your views on the enemy? Since you mostly fought in Europe, it was the Germans.
Well, it isn't that I hated them. I mean, but if someone was out to shoot me, I was going to get them before they got me. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. I mean, at first when you go in, you think we're winning, our planes are there, we got a lot of tanks and everything. But when you see how many people are dead around you, and you see American GIs, well, you know, you're scared all the time. But you keep going on account of, you figure, well, if they're going to get you, at least, you know, try to get them. In other words, what you can see, you can fight. What you can't see, that's bad. See?
Did you see any of your friends die? Or get wounded?
Yeah, many. A lot of kids were 18, 19 years old, 20 years old.
How old were you?
Oh, geez, I was only maybe 20, 21. But I think when you're that age, I think you're more daring, you know. You seem to be a little, you know, you're just a guy that's out there trying to do a job, and that's all. Hoping that it, you know, would be all over in no time at all, you know? So that would be it.
Was the war as glorious as it looks like in movies and things?
No, not when you're in it. There's no glory. There's no glory in war.
Just fighting?
If you survive, you're lucky, that's all. So.
During your service, did you ever go home? Like, back to the States?
Not when I went overseas. I was overseas 11 and a half months. When I was in the States, I had leave. I think I had one 15-day leave.
In the States?
Yeah. I think
When you were in training?
When I was in training, yeah. I did my training at Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And after my training, we went to...
What year was this? What year did you go over to Europe?
We went there in September of '44.
Mm-hmm.
And we came back from there, like I say, the 12th of June in '45, according to my discharge anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Were you ever mistreated by any of your superior officers?
No.
Did you ever sit there and think of the possible outcome of the war and become frightened?
No. At your age, you don't think of them things.
You didn't think you were going to lose?
Well, I don't know what you win at a war. I mean, you could say that now, but when you're 20 years old, 21 years old, I mean, you're a little daring. You go out there, they draft you like everybody else. You do a job, and that's all. We hope that it's over soon and we can all go home. But that's about it. There's nothing else to think about.
Mm-hmm. Did you leave anyone at home? Who did you leave back in the United States?
Oh, I had my mother, my father. I had 5 sisters and a brother, but my brother went in the Navy. He was in the Navy.
Oh, so he fought too?
Yeah.
Was he drafted or did he enlist?
No, he enlisted. He was in the Navy. He was in for about 3 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Did he get wounded?
No. And so, I mean, there was quite a few people that we left behind. So.
But you both came back?
Yeah, we were lucky to get back, both of us. Yeah.
What was your worst war experience?
Well, the worst experience is when one of our tanks got hit up in the Battle of the Bulge there, and our tank was hit. We were lucky. We got out through the bottom of our tank to the escape hatch.
You were in a tank?
Yeah.
When it got hit by?
Yeah.
By what? What
Yeah.
did they get hit by?
Well, it must have got hit by an 88 shell,
Mm-hmm.
one of the German tanks. And of course we were out in the woods there, you know, snow, cold. We were out there a couple of days before we hit one of our own outfits, an engineering outfit, and they gave us clothes and brought us back to our outfit, and we got another tank, and we were out again.
So you had to, did you have to walk?
Oh yeah, we were in the woods for about 2 days. I don't know how many miles we walked in the snow, cold, frozen. So we finally got back to an engineering outfit, and they gave us clothes, they fed us, and brought us back to our own outfit.
So you were out
Yeah.
for about 2 days?
Yeah.
You were out in the woods?
Yeah, right.
And what was the best experience out there?
The best? Well, I guess you can say when the war was over, really.
Mm-hmm. At what point did you realize that the Americans were winning the war?
Oh, when we were capturing a lot of Germans. In some towns that we would go into, a lot of them would they'd put out white flags for us, and they would surrender by the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do is we would take some of the men, would march them back, you know, into one of our headquarter company that was at the back, and would just take them in as prisoners. That's about it. But that's when we knew we were beginning to win. But it got so bad that towards the end, there was kids 13, 14 years old. They called them the Hitler Youth kids. They had guns attached with a bayonet in the front. And they were only young kids, 12, 13, 14 years old. And they would try to charge us, you know. And we would try to take the guns away from them if we could, you know, and bring them back as prisoners too. That's how bad. That's when we knew the war was really being over, because they even had old men in pillboxes that they had along the roads firing at us, and when they run out of ammunition, they would come out with their hands up. They'd give up. They didn't know what to do. So, but that was it.
Did you agree with how Roosevelt was handling the war?
Well, I don't know. Really, that wasn't for us to say. You know.
You just did what you had to do?
That's all.
When they did finally drop the bomb on Hiroshima, what did you think? What were your impressions of it?
Well, we didn't know when we heard what damage it did. Well, I think we felt sorry for a lot of them, because no one knew how powerful that bomb was. It must have killed thousands and thousands of people, which no one. I don't honestly truly believe that Truman knew how powerful that bomb was. He really didn't know himself, I don't think.
Do you think that was necessary to end the war?
Well, I mean, to end the war, I guess that would have ended any war. In fact, there's still people there that are crippled and everything in Japan from that bomb. So, but I mean, no one ever realized what that would do. So, and I think if they knew how powerful that bomb was, I don't think they would have dropped it. I really don't think they would have dropped it. So.
And we'll go back to another bomb. How did you feel when bombs, plural, how did you feel about Pearl Harbor?
Well, Pearl Harbor, the only thing, I mean, we read after that, they say that the president knew about the Japs were going to attack that Pearl Harbor, but no one did nothing about it. But whatever the Japs got, as far as the war was concerned, they deserved. There was no question about it. I mean, you just don't attack people that killed them the way they did and expect to get away with it. There's no such a thing. See? So it's too bad, I mean, that it happened. But they paid dearly for it. So let's hope we never see any more wars.
And when you did go home, finally, at the end,
Yeah.
how were you treated by your family and your friends and people you didn't even know? How were you treated when you came home?
Oh, I was treated good. I came back on a hospital ship anyway, because I still got a bullet in my right leg, which they couldn't get out at the time.
You still have it now?
Yep, still got it in there. And as far as that goes, they took me back to Camp Edwards. That was a hospital center down the Cape, and they treated me wonderful. I couldn't say that they mistreated me in any possible way. Then when I got discharged, I mean, that was it. I mean, we put our civilian clothes on, and we forgot all about it. You know, people didn't look. I mean, there's no such a thing as a hero. You know, I mean, everybody went out and did a job, and we're back home, and that's it.
Can you tell me about that day that you were shot?
Oh, we were sitting on a tank, eating K rations, and there was a lot of dead soldiers around us, you know, Germans and Americans, and a sniper picked me off. he cut one fellow in front of me in two and hit me in the leg with a bullet. And of course we hit the ground off the tank, and that's about it, I guess.
Did anyone get him?
Yeah, I got him with a grenade after I hit the ground. Because we used to wear grenades like on our field jackets, and we just pull one out and just throw it, see? And I got him out of the hole all right. Because they were all dead. There was, probably 50 or 60 dead bodies around us. And I mean, them things happen. You don't know who's alive, who's not. I mean, you just go. They tell you, when you're in battle, they tell you to take so many yards. Go 100 yards and stop. Go 200 yards and stop. And that's the way a war is fought. It's fought and, and we just continue to go, and when it was over, it was over. That's it. I came back on a hospital ship, and that's about it, I guess. So we're thankful to be alive and being home. So,
Was the sniper German?
oh yeah, he's German.
And you were in Germany?
Yeah, I was in Germany, in Deltich, Germany. Just before the city of Deltich. We're just on the outskirts. So.
And that ended your involvement in the war?
Yeah, the war was over then. It was about 4 days before the war was over when I got hit. But that's about it, I guess. I mean, once the war is over, it's over. I mean, there's so many GIs. I mean, just like the kids that went over in Vietnam, We got kids all over the world, and so they're all out doing a job because our country calls for it. But we don't question; we just go.
Did you ever regret killing anyone on the other side?
No, you don't, because you're trained to do that because it's a war going on. It's either you or the other person. I'm sure if someone is there, if you have a gun and someone else has got a gun and they're shooting at you, you're going to shoot back. And if you don't, well, you're not going to be around.
Survival of the fittest?
Well, you got to survive. I mean, you feel sorry that these things happen, but it's either you or the other guy, and if your country says you got to go, you got to go. And when you come back, you try to forget all them things and go about your business.
Were you nervous when you were first drafted?
Oh, sure. Are you kidding? They give you about, 4 or 5 shots in the arm for different things, They give you clothes, and then probably 2 or 3 days later, they're shipping you in different places, different camps. So if you're not afraid, there's something wrong with you. There's got to be. Because, war is war. And like I say, who survives, survives, and who doesn't, well, the good Lord takes care of the rest of us, I guess. But that's all I could say about the war, really.
Any last impressions or any last thoughts about the war?
Really, no. I have no regrets. No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think anybody that's drafted, if your country needs you, you go and that's it. If you come back, well, I just feel as though that you're lucky. That's the way to look at it. There's no other way. Okay?
and you were lucky.
I feel as though I was lucky,
Well, all right, thank you very much.
That's the best I can do for you.
Yep. Okay. That's my grandfather. I'm Tom Bowman. What's the date?
Today is the 6th.
It is the 6th
May.
of May, 1995.